What is the difference between praise and worship? I got this question on one of my videos, and I am very thankful for these suggestions because I am confined to my couch at the moment with my broken ankle. So the difference between praise and blessing God can be very subtle, but it's there. So I did a word study on praise and bless and worship. Okay, and this is going to be a series of videos, 2 or 3 videos, okay? So we're going to talk about blessed. We've already talked about it in past videos, so we're going to talk about it in conjunction to the term praise. So there are 2 words that are translated blessed in the New Testament. And there are different variations of these words, but these are the root words, right? So you have Makarios, which is the word that means happy or fortunate. This is the word that Jesus uses in the Beatitudes. Blessed are the poor in spirit, blessed are the meek, blessed are they that hunger and thirst after righteousness. And he is saying that they're happy, they're content, they're satisfied, they're fortunate, they're blessed. And then you have the word eulogio, which is the word we've been looking at in Ephesians chapter 1. And that is the word that comes out of the word forward, logos, okay? And that means to speak well of. And that's the idea behind that term. And then, interestingly enough, that appears also in Matthew 5, where Jesus says to bless your enemies, to speak well of them. Not just speak well to them, speak well of them. That's an interesting thought to ponder. But, so blessed. And then contrast that to the word for praise. And the primary word for praise is aineo, which means to extol or to lift up. And it comes out of a word that only shows up, this root word only shows up 2 times in the New Testament, but it means a saying or a proverb, a laudatory discourse, and I know that's a weird way of putting it, but think about when they went to present Jesus, after the days of Mary's purification were over and they went to make the sacrifices that the law demanded. And you had, I think it was Anna and Simeon, the 2 that were there. And when they recognized that the Messiah was before them, they praised God. And you can go and you can read all of that in the book of Luke. That's what it's talking about. That they go through this discourse, this overabundant overflow of internal joy that they begin to praise God for a very specific thing, and that's the idea of the word aineo. The word also, praise, also has a couple of other different words behind it. You have the word hymnio, which is the word for hymn. Paul and Silas sang praises, they sang hymns to God. And then the word for doxa, which means glory. But we're not going to get into that video because I'm out of time.